Both teams are going to be fired up, ready to play.
Oh, beautiful pass. Hibbert just puts it down.
This has turned into an old-fashioned in-the-paint beatdown.
Haslam to the bucket. Oh, the block by Hibbert, rejecting Bosch. James. Yes. James for the deep throw.
The greatest player in the world.
As expected, the Heat delivered on more intensity in this game. Was it enough against gritty Indiana? Let's take a look at Game 5, American Airlines Arena. LeBron James, David West, both fined $5,000 for a simultaneous flop in the previous game. And Lance Stevenson, not shown, but he also paid $5,000. Hibbert working early. LeBron turns it over. Paul George is going to find Hibbert for the dunk.
Great play. A little pick and roll. You can see the Miami Heat wasn't ready for it. No one wanted to pick up Roy Hibbert coming straight down the lane.
Yeah, 10 in the first quarter. Now D-Wade missing. Chalmers hits the deck hard. And then on the other end, well, the Heat come up with a basketball stripped away by Wade, and suddenly Chalmers is feeling much better. He
finding new strength. I think he needs a medicine ball here. There you go. That'll make you feel better.
It's all better. 7 in the first quarter. And it is Indiana up by 1, and Paul George feeling it. The 3-ball.
He was locked in the entire game. The 3-ball was going for him. He made a lot of plays offensively, 27 points. Watch the Birdman, and it looks like Paul George pushes him into Mario Chalmers.
Right, but it's Birdman, and he turns around. The first guy he sees is Hansbrough, and he drops him.
Yeah, who's the psycho one here?
Wait a minute, there's more. And then a shove as well.
That's very interesting. I mean, you look what happened in the other series with Nazr Muhammad, LeBron James. You know, you would think some consistency, but nope, only a flagrant one, I think was called.
And Hansbrough gets the technical for being the guy who got pushed. Pushed down and pushed again. Meanwhile, Birdman blocking Hansbrough.
Stays in the game and now has fired up the whole crowd.
Chris Bosh, one of his 3 baskets in the game, only 7 points. Indiana's up by 2. Then LeBron, the jumper, ties the game at 40. LeBron had 11 in the first half, but the Pacers would lead going into the break. David West working on Bosh and drops in that turnaround. He had 10 at the half. Indiana's up by 4. And LeBron James had had enough. Talking to his team, well, not just talking, yelling, gesturing, imploring them. Let's get this done. And he wasn't alone. Who else stepped up?
Not at all. Before that, at halftime, they talked about the speech that Juwan Howard gave to the team, and this team responded off LeBron James' comments and Juwan Howard, and especially number 6, the MVP, and also his new sidekick, UD, knocking down some buckets.
He had a huge third quarter. 5 of 5 from the field was Haslam, and 10 points. A little more chippiness here. Hibbert, block on Bosh on the other end. James, block on George Hill. And then David West in the face of Chalmers, and Udonis Haslam does a U-turn.
Chatter, chatter, chatter. You know, this is the time in the playoffs where your physicality shows up, but also, you know, pushing first, as you would say. That's literally in the case of the Birdman, but
you're about right, Rick. You know, Game 5, you're tired of each other.
Yeah.
You're just tired of each other.
And Frank Vogel's got to give me a little Jeff Van Gundy here.
No.
It's a nice trot out, but you got to go for a leg.
I don't know about that. Chalmers and Haslam both received tees, and LeBron hits a 3, and he's just chirping away to Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, they've had their talking sessions, but I was impressed with what LeBron James, the way he came out so focused, his pep in his step. I mean, he was decisive with his move. I'm catch it, I'm going to drive it, I'm going to blow past you, and I'm going to set up my teammates. And, you know, on the receiving end, Udonis has them. Jumpers after jumpers after jumpers in that same spot.
Right, third quarter was LeBron's time. Haslam helped him, but it was all LeBron going wild, and Frank Vogel had a message.
You said it's going to be one for the ages, right? Okay, so we make it a game now. Okay, we make it a game. This series is about great plays, the other team responded. Okay, this game is not over. It's not over.
Well, trailing by 14, the Pacers do respond, but would it be enough? Paul George hits a 3, had a team-high 27. It's a 10-point lead for Miami. But just too much of the heat. They kept pouring it on. Ray Allen showing up and knocking down that 3-pointer.
Well, it was the others today in this game for the Heat. Udonis Haslam, other individuals stepped up. You saw Ray with the 3 there.
Stevenson, elbow up on Wade as he makes a pass to David West. Wow.
Floyd Mayweather was impressed with that.
Caught it right under his chin, and look at LeBron James kicking it out to D-Wade. Nice little drive. You know, they have everything going right now. You see Ray Allen coming off picks, and D-Wade, a lot of people getting into it with Lane Stevens.
Absolutely. Very emotional game, and more from Haslam. Wade drives and kicks it out to him again. That's his spot, man.
They're doing a good job. Udonis playing right there on the baseline. He loves it. And LeBron, D-Wade finding him. And I like this play. A little pick, let him catch it. The free throw line, he turns and gets an easy layup.
Yeah, those two very, very effective tonight for the Miami Heat as they take Game 5 90-79 and lead 3-2, pulling away with that huge third quarter. LeBron and Haslam had 12 of the Heat's 13 field goals in that quarter. And the 79 points mark Indiana's lowest total of the series, including a 35-point second half. So James, 30, fourth 30-point game of the postseason, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. George leading Indiana, but Stevenson and Hill combined for only 2 of 11 shooting in the game. So LeBron, he just didn't let his game do the talking. He made his point loud and clear at the start of the third. You saw it, and the Heat were all ears.
That's LeBron showing his greatness and making it look easy. What we talked about was just doing whatever it takes and competing for each other without leaving anything out there. And his engine in that third quarter was incredible. He was tireless. He was making plays on both ends of the court, rebounding, covering so much ground defensively, and then making virtually every play for us offensively. It's really remarkable and a testament to his conditioning and obviously his greatness, his ability to make big plays when you need it.
Never seems to amaze me. I think, when you think he can't get any better, when he can't do anything else, he comes back and starts the new season bringing something else to his game. And not only does he do it offensively, he does it defensively. He's a two-way player. We can depend on him on both ends of the floor. And he rebounded well tonight. He made plays, and he obviously made his shot. So we know every night we can depend on him. It's our job to just try to keep up with him.
Yeah, I kind of just went back, to my Cleveland days at that point, and just said, let's try to make more plays, be more of a scoring threat as well, and just try to figure out a way that I can, I don't know, just see if the guys would just follow me and just lead them the best way I could. And I was just in attack mode in the third quarter, look for my shot, and luckily I was able to make some.
Really can't remember LeBron referring to his Cleveland days and applying them now, but he did there. Whatever he did in the third quarter was tremendously effective. And Smitty, it wasn't just about scoring in that third quarter.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I mean, LeBron James, I think what he does best is pass the basketball. And I think he loves passing the basketball. He did it both, scoring the basketball, defensively got after it, but breaking down the defense and kicking it out to guys for wide open shots. I love the way he played the game. He didn't settle. He catching it on the move, and I think that's what we get a chance to see LeBron James at his best. I don't like when he catches and starting to square up and starting to measure guys up. I mean, he takes an angle, he drives it real hard. You have to retreat, and you can see he sucks in the defense. Like on this play right here, Dwayne Wade gets it out to him. He's going to knock down a three, or he drives it. Fine guys, and I think that's what he does best, Rick.
Yeah, he mentioned in the press conference there, luckily making shots. LeBron, you are that good, my friend. I don't think there's anything at this point in your career that's luck. And he mentioned the Cleveland days. I think he just recognized that the way his team at this point was playing in this game in that first half, that there was some lack of urgency. They were waiting for a moment, a big moment to happen. And he knew, as the MVP in the league, and especially of this team, that it was going to be upon him to actually create that. And I think that's what he meant by that.
But it was the 16 points, couple of threes, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So he did all of that. Are you concerned about 2 of the big 3 not really getting going? I mentioned the 10 for Wade, 7 for Bosh, and it's the 11th straight game under 20 for.
This is what makes the Miami Heat team so dangerous. I'm definitely concerned because they haven't got into a groove. Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, but you give a lot of credit to Udonis Haslam. If Udonis Haslam is not going well, then you got to rely on those 3-point shooters. So, but the one thing is something might happen for the Miami Heat because they have so many different guys that can score the basketball.
All right, it's time for Never Stop, Never Settle, presented by Tennessee. And it involves that play that you saw in the highlights with Mario Chalmers. As Chalmers is going to hit the deck, and he can hit the deck harder. I mean, man, he comes down hard on that hip and that whole left side area. He's laying on the ground, but boy, he comes to life as the Heat get the ball back.
You know why? He also had to get out of that paint because everybody was coming to run down. Right. He caught the basketball and knocked it down, and then he said, "Oh, you know what? I'm hurt again."
I think he was heading to the locker room. Then he realized, oh, hold on, before I go get checked, let me drop this three for you guys.
But I would think you have to feel good if you're Miami, not only obviously because you're leading, because they've answered points in the paint, rebounding, and fewer turnovers than Indiana.
I think we also give Mario Chalmers a lot of credit. He's
Yes.
played solid for them.